All right, guys. Well, if you are joining us for our first official Parent Academy, thank you for joining. Thank you for also joining if you are Launch Ed and online. Just a quick reminder, if you are online tonight, I'm going to keep saying Launch Ed because that's what I say with the kids. You can ask questions. We can hear you when we unmute your microphone and give you options. So if you do have a question for us, if you are at home watching on Microsoft Teams, just let us know, chat in the chat box, and we will make sure that your question is heard. It will be heard over our loudspeakers in our PAC, so just be mindful of that, but we'll unmute you. We can talk and have the same conversation as if you were here face-to-face. For those of you who are here face-to-face, thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Kennedy. I'm one of the assistant principals here at East River. I have been sending you the messages about our lovely evening tonight. And we have in the front here our amazing API, Miss Jen Fugate. Next to her is our even more amazing, or is that an English word, Miss Nikki Campbell, our principal. In the back, we have our another assistant principal, Mr. Russell. He's not even going to wave. And then we have our athletic director, Mr. Brandon Joseph. We have our CRT, Miss Kelsey John. I had like a minute where my brain did not work. And then talking about clubs is our amazing SGA sponsor is going to be Mr. Joel Atkins. And then helping us get everybody on Launch Ed and live in Microsoft Teams are our amazing wonder couple, Amanda and Jimmy Jones. Thank you so much. And then, of course, last but definitely not least, Mr. Boucher, who has set up all of this. So thank you for everybody who has helped make tonight successful. Couple of things I want to just mention. A lot of information is going to be shared tonight. All of this information can be found on our OCPS website. You can also find information every day on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If your child may or may not be coming to school like they're supposed to, we may even send you a message via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know if Miss Johns is going to send a TikTok out. But we're going to try to find you and your child. You might get that message. But we do want to welcome our class of 2024, and we have just a couple of numbers up here for you this evening. We have 651 school days left before your child walks across that graduation stage. It's going to go by fast. We currently have 537 students in the class of 2024. After this year, your kid is only going to have 17 more credits to take. Going to go by. It's going to go by. Believe it or not, you only have 3 more first days of school. 3 more. And then we are going to make 4 years of countless memories to be made. So how many of you have kids that are older, like either graduated high school or older in high school? Okay. It goes by fast. And freshman parent, like first year of high school, first kid, high school. All right, mom and dads, these are for you. It goes by super fast. These 4 years, it may seem like there's a saying like the days are long, the years are short. Like this is high school. Before you know it, you're going to be sitting here talking about caps and gowns and graduation and all the fun things. But your kid right now, they're going through a lot. And we want to make sure that we are supporting them both on the social emotional side as well as the academic side. So just a couple of quick reminders is, they're going to have days where it's just hard, and we get that. And there's no way to sugarcoat it. Launch Ed, face-to-face, trying to be on Microsoft Teams, going to Blackboard, Big Blue Button, all of the things. Like they're going to feel that emotional, like, I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, and that's okay. We are here to help them. Any one of your administrative team, any single leadership team member who's here tonight, every single teacher on East River campus, we're here to help your kid. So I know some of you heard Ms. Campbell speak just as we ended our last presentation, but the same thing goes. Like at any point in time, you can send us a text message, you can call us, you can email us, and we will help you help your child, and we'll make sure that your child gets the support that they need to become successful. The biggest thing that we're seeing right now is engagement in our classes. And we have two things going on. For our launch ed students, and this is for anybody who has a kid launch ed, if you're listening online, if you're here in the theater right now, if your child is launch ed, make sure, please, that they're staying engaged in that classroom. They need to be waking up. They need to be logging into Skyward and Canvas. They need to be going to those conferences. They need to be showing their face on camera. And I know the girls want to make sure that their makeup and their hair is done and that they look good on camera, because it's a lot to be on camera the whole day. And a lot of our teachers don't necessarily require all day, but they do require them for attendance purposes. They expect that if they're saying, hey, Michael, like, put in the chat room what's going on, that Michael responds in that chat room. That if they are put into breakout rooms, that child is engaged in that breakout room. All the things that we would expect if your child was in our classroom is the same expectation for launch ed. So as parents, please make sure you're logging into your Canvas and your Skyward as well. And we're going to show you how to do that tonight, just in case you don't know that. The engagement in their learning is going to be asking questions when needed, paying attention to deadlines, seeking out help. More than ever, we as teachers, we can't read the face of somebody at home if they're confused. Being a teacher for 20 years, I know instantly every single one in my classroom if they're getting it or not, just by if they're writing, their eye contact that they make from me, their head nodding. You know, I can tell when they're thinking and they're digesting. We don't have that layer anymore. So it's super important, if your child is not a face-to-face student, that they are seeking out the help that they need, because probably that teacher may not even know that they're confused, especially if they've been engaged, but maybe there's a little just tweak of confusion that they need in their math class. Like, how did I do this problem with this answer that is not correct? I was with that teacher up until this last step and I still got it wrong. You make sure that communication is there. And then also, if you are not engaged, this is for our launch ed. If you're not engaged, that teacher may actually even mark you as absent as well. And if you're marked as absent, then we start the truancy process, because most of our ninth graders are under 16 years old, and we have truancy laws. So that's where we're seeing a lot of parents get frustrated, is that you come to us and you're like, why is my kid being marked absent? They were there. I saw them in front of that computer. And you're right, you probably did. 100% you saw them in front of that computer, but were they engaged in that lesson? Were they in that conference? Were they doing everything that teacher told them or asked them to do? Or did they sign in and never log into that conference and the teacher didn't even know they were there? So just monitor that a little bit. If you are face-to-face, you know, the same engagement is expected. And it's hard because that teacher sometimes does have to go, you know, to those launch ed kids and say, hey guys, you know, on their computer screen, how are you guys doing at home? Do you have any questions at home? And it may take another 30 seconds, but stay engaged into the coursework and into that curriculum.
Thank you. Along the lines of the engagement piece is the importance of doing so well in your classes. Your GPA, the students and your students, their GPA is set this year, starting their freshman year. Unless they took some freshman classes like algebra in 8th grade, their GPA starts now. It started on day 1. This GPA this year sets the foundation for the next 4 years of what their post-secondary plans could actually and potentially look like. Did you know that as a college or university seeking student, the average person to get into a university, their GPA is 5.0, which is a lot. That's a lot. So we really want to make sure that they understand how important it is to keep their grades up, because what they're doing now is going to affect them as they start looking at what their post-secondary plans are going to be in 4 years. It's hard for them to see the finish line sometimes. It's hard for your student to see that. So we want to make sure that they see that today. They see that from day 1, that they need to do well in all of their classes to maintain an appropriate GPA. If your student fails a class at all, next year, they will be put back into that same class. So every time they may fail a class, their elective choices get smaller and smaller because they will be put back into that core class the following year. So we really want, again, to make sure that the support systems are set up for them, that you at home are monitoring them. If they're launch ed, that parents are monitoring their information at home, and that we have the tutoring and intervention plan set up for them so that they can remain successful in their classes, so that they can keep their elective choices the following year. So they're not into English classes, they're not into math classes, that they're staying in, into the appropriate class that they should be in. With that being said, we do have interventions and tutoring plan available for your students. You can also see the tutoring plan on our website. It is posted there. But English, freshman English, they do pull-out sessions during the electives and or actually during their English class. Biology, they do pull-out sessions again during their electives or straight from their biology class. Tuesday nights, they do have biology tutoring online via Microsoft Teams from 6 to 8, and they can receive that link directly from their biology teacher. So if you ask them where it is, just have them talk to their teachers, get that link from them, and every Tuesday night from 6 to 8, they have that. Algebra, they also do 3:30 to 4:30 on Microsoft Teams. And they also have intervention sessions on Wednesdays, either face-to-face if they're a face-to-face student, or we do pull them out for their first period class on Microsoft Teams as well. Again, they will receive that link from their teacher. Geometry, same thing. They have B-lunch opportunities via Big Blue Button or face-to-face. They do night sessions from 7 to 8 on Microsoft Teams. They can get that link directly from their teacher. And Wednesdays from 9:15 to 10:15 face-to-face or on Microsoft Teams. Again, the link from their teacher. This is all directly on our website, and you can even email their teachers directly for more information regarding the tutoring intervention plans that we have. That's okay. I'm going to give it over to Miss John right now. She's going to help you access your Skyward and your Canvas accounts for parents so that you can keep track of your kids and your students and how well that they're doing.
Hello, good evening. So I'm going to talk quickly just about Skyward and Canvas. So I do want to let you know that in the parent class link website, you will have access to both Canvas and Skyward. With Skyward, that is where you're going to get any missing assignments, attendance, how their grades are in each class. Canvas is where the teacher then assigns the information. So students each day will log into Canvas. That is where they get their Big Blue Button for their conference or the Microsoft team. So when you do have access, you'll have access to both of them. So the Skyward parent account is going to be under the OCPS website, so ocps.net. If you look on the left, the tab where it says students and parents at the very bottom, you'll see Skyward, and that is going to give you the information on the login, how to register, and any other information that Skyward has. If there are any updates in Skyward, this will update as well and tell you what updates are made. All right, when you log into the parent portal, this is going to be the first thing that comes up. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see where it says family access. How you will gain access is either going to be through your email or your phone number. Just make sure the phone number that you have on record is your cell phone number. If it's a home number, it's not going to give you access. So please make sure that it is your cell phone number. Also, each parent has their separate Skyward account. So if you have two parents and it's the same email address, it's not going to work. So it has to be parent 1, their cell phone, their email address, parent 2, their cell phone, their email address for Skyward to work. If you have multiple students in OCPS underneath family access, it will actually drop down where you can click to each student that you have in Orange County, whether it's high school, middle school, or elementary school. The 3 major tabs that are in Skyward that are easy to access is going to be the gradebook, the attendance, as well as the calendar. When you click on the calendar, it will actually give you a week at a glance or a month at a glance, any assignments that are due or past due. And then the gradebook will give you anything that has been graded. And the nice thing is at the very top, it'll give you any missing assignments that your student has. So it'll give you a total amount of missing assignments, and then it will subgroup for each subject area if they have any missing work. Also for attendance, it'll show any absences or tardies for that day. So if the student is in school, but maybe they were tardy to one class, you will get that by class period. Canvas is going to be, like I said, where the teacher then creates the assignments for the students. So students have a dashboard course for every subject area that they have in class. As the observer, you have access to all those classes. The observer is very similar to the student view of what a student would see. So you will have the dashboards for every class. You will have their to-do list on the right-hand side, as well as a calendar option to then show any dates that are upcoming that the students need to complete. If you go on the canvasparent.ocps.net, that will also take you to the OCPS website that will give you all the information on Canvas. So very similar to Skyward, when you go students and parents drop down to the Skyward link, going to this website will give you all the information on Canvas. Okay, observers. So these are kind of the majority of things that you can actually do as an observer. You pretty much can do everything your student can do except for turn in assignments. So you can look at announcement, you can look at assignment details, you can click on those assignments. The only thing you really can't do is you just can't submit for your student. There is also a grades tab in Canvas, so you can see if there was an assignment graded in Canvas, but it has yet to sync to Skyward, so you get really up-to-date information that's happening in Canvas. How to create your account. So there are setting preferences. So when you create your Skyward account, like I said, it'll be either your email address or your cell phone number, but you can also have a preference on how you would like to receive information from Canvas. So whether it is your email address or your cell phone number, I click next, and it also can give you notifications. So say for instance, if you would like a text message sent or an email sent for any due dates that are coming up. So if a teacher assigns an assignment in Canvas, then you will get that notification when that due date of what that assignment will be. Same thing for any announcement or even something that's been graded. So the nice thing about Canvas is when you set it up, you can actually get updated notifications on your cell phone or your email address for something that has been assigned but yet due. So you really can stay on top of your students to make sure that they're turning in work on time. And then you can see here, it's your email address or cell phone number that you can have. Once you create your Skyward account or you log into the Parent ClassLink portal, I do recommend you start first on a desktop. And then once you've created that username and that password, then you can go to the app. So Canvas does have a parent portal app that you're able to download, that you are also able to get that instant information on your cell phone. So just kind of quick steps on how to do this. And this is also on the OCPS website for Canvas information. So you're just going to log in. You're going to search for OCPS, Orange County Public Schools. You're then going to click on the parent login and then your username and password that you create. When you're adding students, you just add the student, type in OCPS, the student login, and then your student's name and password. So they also can download this app as well. We have many students that if their laptop isn't working or say it dies for any reason, they can actually go on their cell phone to the app as well and log in and complete information as well. These are the 3 icons you actually will see on the Parent ClassLink portal that deal with Canvas. The nice thing is that there is also a parent help icon. And when you click on that, it'll actually take you to the Observer Canvas Help Support. So if you are having any issues with Canvas itself, not necessarily Skyward, Skyward's more of the school base that I would help with, you can also ask general questions about Canvas as well. So there's a help support with that too. And athletics.
How you guys doing? All right, thank you, those of you that are here. Thanks for coming. If you're online, thanks for joining us. My name is Brandon Joseph. I'm our new athletic director. I'm going to go through this quickly. Raise your hand if you heard me talk in the last one. Okay, all right. You did not. Most of you did. So I'm going to touch on this quickly and just try to make sure that I'm touching on similar points. But biggest thing I have to stress to, especially to our incoming parents and our incoming freshmen, being a part of athletics is something that will make a huge difference in your high school experience. Whether it's playing one of the major sports or playing one of our not so big sports where you get the fanfare and the band and everybody else showing up on a Friday night. Any experience where you're a part of a team, any experience where you're representing this community, representing your school, is one that you will stay with you in most cases for the rest of your life, in terms of your friends, in terms of the things you'll look back on and the things that you'll remember. So as an athletic department, that's something that we really focus on with our coaches and talking to our kids about taking pride in representing East River High School and representing your family and representing this community, and really taking advantage of and looking forward to those opportunities to take part in those community events, because all of our athletics events, even in 2020 with limited attendance, are community events. On the screen now, you'll see all the different sports that we offer. There is something for everyone. There really is. In terms of the athletics, you can, again, our bowling team is going to be bowling for a state championship this year. Matter of fact, this week. We just had a female golfer who participated in the state championship tournament this past weekend. It isn't always just about the footballs and the basketballs and the baseballs. You can do a number of different things while you're in high school. And honestly, I always encourage pick one from each column. Right now, keep you involved all year round. Now, as a high school, we are a FHSAA high school, Florida High School Athletic Association. So we do have students here who are competing and trying to go on to play at the next level. So we are a competitive, and we do promote a competitive environment, but we also recognize that every single person is not going to go on and get a Division I scholarship. Right? This is about community. This is about involvement. This is about an experience while you're here. If you're fortunate enough to move on and play at the next level, great. We certainly have those students. We certainly have those athletes here as well. But again, more than anything, I have to stress is the importance of being a part of that community. And as a freshman, when you come in and you're a part of an athletics team, you play sports, you immediately have a group of friends, a group of people that you can hang with in the mornings before school, or that you can sit with at lunchtime, or that you can, when the school day is over, you have a place to be, a place to go, and something to be a part of. And that is extremely important. It gives you something to look forward to. And also, as someone who was a former coach of girls athletics, I have to point out, most of the sports up here are both for boys and girls. I think that's extremely important to point out. Most of them are for both boys and girls. Matter of fact, I could really say all of them, except for those that are, say boys, but then we have girls teams. So, but yeah. All right. Last but not least, on social media, please, please, please follow us if you're interested in athletics. If you want to get more information, we typically will post any necessary information on social media. So whether it's tryout information, tryout times, how to turn your physical in, who the coach is for a certain sport, who won a game the night before, who had a great game, or who did well, all those things you can find on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. So please, 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 if you're not following East River Athletics, find us on social media. It's a great way not only to get information about our sports, but also just to see some positive things that are happening at our school, because we are always doing something positive within our athletics programs. Does anybody have any questions for me? All right, Mr. Atkins.
Thank you, sir. Hi, I'm Mr. Atkins. This is exciting. I'm here to talk about clubs. I'm going to piggyback off everything Coach Joseph was just talking about. Get your student involved in something, whether it's sports, if it's band, ROTC, if it's clubs, all right? We have lots of clubs here. This is just some of them that are listed, but it is very important. I just can't emphasize it as much as what he had said. I still mess it up. I love this mask. But you have to do that. It makes all the difference in the world. I've had several kids go through high school, like my youngest has graduated now. It makes all the difference because, you know, the rigor of being in class all the time and you do this and it's a set schedule, they don't get to do anything that they want to do. And if it's a club, if it's a sport, if it's ROTC, if it's band, it gives them an outlet, right? And those will be the things that they remember. Those are the good times that they're going to remember throughout high school. With me and student government, I'm going to talk about a little about what we do because we rely on the clubs, or we're here to support the clubs. We do school spirit. We want to make sure that all the students are represented with whatever it is that they're doing here. We want to promote that. We want the experience to be a great one. And so we do things like, you'll hear it, you maybe already got the little message that came out about a Thanksgiving food drive. That's something that all the clubs are involved with. So they'll put together a food basket, and then we'll turn around and we'll take it over to the Bithlo Community Center towards the end of November before Thanksgiving, and then they'll distribute the boxes there to the families in need and so forth. And so all the clubs participate in that stuff. So it's just way important. Sports do it as well, but it really, really does make a difference. And so please support them if they want to do it. I know sometimes it's long, right? You get off of work and you're ready to go home, but oh, I got to go pick them up. They're not driving yet. Only got a couple more years. They'll be driving, and then you'll wish that you were driving them again, especially after that first driving lesson. Yes. So if you have any questions about any of this, you can find them on our school website, or you can email myself, either way. But if you have any questions, by all means, let me know. And again, thank you for supporting your kids. Get them involved in sports. The lovely Miss Fugate.
We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in online with us tonight and coming face to face. Before we end, just want to make sure, does anyone have any questions or general comments? Anyone from our online families? Feel free to email us or give us a call if you have any questions that come up, or if you have any concerns or want to know more about anything. We're here to help and want to make sure that you and your student are very successful while you are here. And I thank you so much for joining us tonight, and you guys have a great night. If you have no other questions, thank you so much.